But
Francesco, good evening. Thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to me. How are you?
hello, Fabio. All good, all good. I was just waiting for you. Yeah. Um, nice to see you again.
Pleasure, it's all mine.
Yeah, you were late. I told you. I think we have like 45 minutes because my flatmate want to see Benfica football match in the living room. So
Wha-
that's
wha-
it. I booked the living room for us. So but I'm off for you now. So yeah,
We
you're my
we
man.
will hurry up. The I just want to
No, don't
share
worry.
I just want to share your story with our community. You are one of those guys that I've been following really since the beginning of your career because you joined our challenges and then we had a conversation about whether or not it made sense for you to go to university because you wanted to pursue a degree in digital design and architecture visualization. Now you're working at the Boundary. I guess I've already said enough. Maybe you can introduce yourself for our community.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm Francesco. I'm from Italy, as you can tell from the accent, probably. Yeah, I won't start from the beginning. Like I did architecture, then I started to be interested in this. But okay, how I started really my path with you probably is I remember the first thing I did. I was recently doing my first illustration with the 3D. Because I used to do 2D before. I say, okay, let's try the 2D. I know something for architecture. Let's do this. And I found your page, the D2 conference page, and there was the thing going on like tag us to be featured in a story. So I did. Oh, nice. Let's try to do this. And some time passed, and I remember I received a message or from you or from Jason. I don't know, but was like, "Hey, Francesco, can you check today's live? You will be interested." I said, okay, nice. Why? Let's see. And it was the time we were doing like the best of the month, the best of the month. So maybe 3 years ago in June, I remember it was June, and I was following this. And it was number 10, number 9, number 3, 2, and then number 1 was my image. So I didn't really expect it. And I think it all started with this one because then we started chatting a bit more. And it was my friend who did my same master before me that after seeing this, he told me like, you have to do the muddy master that I did the year before. I think you will like it. And that's why I started to be interested in, okay, let's try to make this as a profession maybe. Or of course in architects because I have a background as an architect. That's it. So I did the muddy master almost 2 years ago. Was of course a great experience. I learned a lot for sure. I learned a lot, and of course, as every master, the contacts that gives you was important, and that's why it happened that Peter Guthrie from the band was one of our teachers. They did the competition, and I didn't win the competition. Like one of my now colleagues came as a first place, but it happened that the band was searching for more than one person. So at the end, they hired 4 people, and I was one of them. So now I'm in London, and it's 2 years that I'm in the boundary. That's for sure.
I
A good
also
experience.
I also own one of your original prints.
I know that. I know that you. I always say thank to you because when you say I support people, like you truly support people. Like, come on, I am no one. I try to sell some prints, of course, so mostly from France. But then, yeah, you bought one of my prints, and it's a limited edition. If you want to know,
It
like
was a
I promise to don't reprint in the future those prints. So
it was a
yeah,
really beautiful work, and
nice.
I'm a sucker for pink, for like very
Yeah,
strong
yeah, yeah.
colors. The D2 itself, it's like a super purple.
Wow, yeah.
So I do remember when you were selling them, I was like, yeah, I'm getting one. I want it for my. The problem is that at the time my studio was too small to hang everything, and so like it's still wrapped somewhere, but I still have it. It's a beautiful
Take
work.
it, take it. When I will be famous, it will give you money if you sell it. Maybe I don't know. No, I'm joking.
Francesco, so you've been now for 2 years at the Boundary, and you studied at the Madi. The Madi, for those who don't know, is this relatively famous digital design architecture course which takes place in Venice, in the north of Italy, at the University of Architecture of Venice. It's, I think, probably the only master that is so complete and all around about the topic of digital design, architecture, and architecture visualization that I know of, but I might be wrong. And then you went to work to the boundary. One question that I have for you, because a lot of people ask us, how to move their first steps into the path of architecture visualization is how much did this course give to you and how big was the gap when you started to work at the boundary? How much learning did you have to do in order to catch up to those standards?
Right. Okay. This is
That's a lot
classic.
to unpack.
No, no, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so how much big was the gap? I think was kind of big, but as everyone, I think is the thing that everyone says. You come out of the master, you do a lot of visualization by yourself, so maybe you know a lot about the software. You know what you maybe you are a good artist, But then, especially I must say in a company like the Binary, it's not only about that. It's you have to be also a professional. So the things that you cannot learn at the master, or they try to teach you, but you can learn only when you are facing it. It's dealing with deadlines, working with a big team. We have all these huge files where you work with Xref and everyone was doing something. So yeah, I would say it's pretty easy when you work alone. You have to do the interior for your small client. I can do that, and probably there are infinite people in the world that can do an amazing job. But a company like this and most of the architectural studio is not that. So the big gap I had to fill, I'm still feeling for sure. It's not that now I'm professional, but it's how to be a professional, because you can be an artist, but it doesn't mean that you are a good professional. And especially in artists, I think you need both. Then of course there are some companies where the art side is more important, some companies where it's more about the business, so the technical side, they are all different. So yeah, I was struggling at the beginning dealing with those big files, how to optimize everything, or you have a deadline. You don't know how much time it will take you at the beginning. Now, with the time you start to learn how to calculate times. Like the first time they were asking me, can you do this end of the day? I don't know. I hope so. Now maybe I can say no, I cannot, or yes, I can do more. Or so it's all the professional technical side. You can learn at the master, at least from my experience. So it's not about the good composition, the lighting. Yeah, you keep learning this because you are surrounded by amazing artists. But was not that the big gap? The big gap was the professional. How to be a proper visualizer. I don't know. Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit into your student times. What was the thing that you enjoyed the most about that master that you did?
Right. I think I enjoyed the most. I think it was. Let me think. So you can cut the process.
No, it's okay. No,
I think No, I think probably the mixture about technical subjects, technical learning, and artistic learning. I didn't know how to use 3ds Max when I started the money. I didn't know at all. I used to use a bit of Cinema 4D mixed with Windows, so I need to learn a lot of technical things like the software. But there is also a good 50% about the artistic part, the artist side. So they have many professors that they are more artistic, so many professors that are more technical. So I think the mixture is, and it's what it got me interested into the architect's job as a full time. Because when I joined the master, my idea was I want to keep being an architect. I want to work as a visualizer in an architecture studio, so I can do it. But after the first month of the master, I decided no, I want to do just architects, just because of this mixer. So that's the thing I enjoyed the most probably. But if it was only technical, it can be boring. If it's only artistic, then you cannot go to work in the office like a band. So that's it.
And tell me, like looking back at the first days you working at the boundaries, what was one of those things that made you go like, Oh my God, that's how they do it. What's one of the big things that you feel like you really learned there that really, when you think about it or when you think back on it, still makes you go like, oh wow. Is there anything like that?
Oof. Well, probably yes. Things I learned a lot, and I started to see. Okay, that's how you do it. Yeah, working with these huge 3D scenes because it's a heavily full 3D studio for the work we do. And so, yeah, I always wonder how do you deal with the scene? How do you manage them? How do we use a lot of XREF. How do you also working with animation? Probably I already knew something, but I learned really a lot in those years. So, but the most thing that kind of blew my mind, I think, is I would say, the management part. Like that is not really something that I am into it because I'm an artist. I do the art part. I always wonder how does it work in a big office like this? How they can manage the project? Yeah, it's not that I want to do a good advertisement or it's because of my office, but I think they do great stuff just because they are really well organized and they know how to deal with complex things. So yeah, I would say this thing.
Can you describe to me a little bit your day to day, like, since the morning that you go there, what do you do for lunch? What do you do in the
Okay,
afternoon? What do you do after work?
nice. Yeah, sure. I'm thinking if there is something I cannot say about work, probably not. I don't think so.
I, I'm
No,
gonna,
this
I'm gonna,
NDA, but yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna get an
I
email directly
from
from
Peter,
Peter.
yeah. So yeah. No, I will try to make a good advertisement for the office. Enjoy. So I think I'm lucky in the city of London. I live really close to the office. That was my goal. Like
Where is the
I
office
was
located?
it's located in kind of central, north central London. So it's Camden. You know Camden area, Plymouth. Yeah. So we are in the Camden area, and I live 10 minutes walking from the office. So the office is my second home. They say, but really I don't like to take the tube every day. So I really search a place close to so I can walk every day. And I go a bit early to the office just because we can have breakfast in the office and we have like an infinite selection of cereals. So this is why we started there with a huge bowl of three kind of cereals and a good cappuccino. There is a nice coffee machine, I have to say. And then at 9 you start working. So can be whatever. Lately we are working a lot with the Unreal Engine. I mean, like in the Unreal team. So we're following some projects with Unreal. So we wait for lunchtime, and usually lunchtime, like it's a really active studio. Like they care about let's say group activities or physical activities. So a lot of people goes to the gym. I started going to the gym too. So yeah, lunchtime is sometimes going to the gym or running, and yeah, if it's raining, maybe I don't want to go out. Let's stay in the office. I usually bring my lunch from home because if you pay lunch outside every day in London, you get poor in a day. So yeah, I like to cook. I do lunch in the office and keep working until 6. After work, it depends. I'm kind of lucky. I have to say, there's not much overtime, luckily. So going home, usually, it depends. Winter in London, the sun goes down at 3 p.m., like 4. So you go home, try to find some hobby to do. Yeah. Summer is totally different. I don't have the sea, so I need to go to the park. But
But
yeah,
eventually, like the boundary is an office where people get together, they do a lot of things together. There is a good spirit of camaraderie, right? I
yeah.
do see like a lot of things that you guys do, especially on the weekend, meeting, going out, drinking together. I think that this might also be a nice aspect of working for that company.
Oh, yeah. Like, at least I know many people. They all have different ideas, but for me, I would say the environment is the most important thing. Like it's better to do something. Like I'm lucky because sometimes maybe the work is not the best. Like sometimes you get annoyed for the job you have to do. But let's say still in the macro area, I'm working in something like it's still activities. Like I'm not doing AutoCAD drawings for architecture I was doing before. So that can be sometimes job is not the best or maybe the single project. But the environment, if the environment is good, it can stimulate you. It's also a bunch of really interesting people. We kind of all go well along together. I would say in a natural way. Like it's not like something is forced. Like there are a lot of people who are interested in the gym, a lot of people who likes to play music. So every day you find someone as a hobby in common with you. So yeah, I would say the environment for me, for my personal experience, it's amazing, and that's the most important thing. I would say. Yeah.
How many people are you right now at the Boundary?
So it's always a difficult question because I would say in the office, I don't know, probably 50, 60. No, I would say between 60, let's say 60 maybe in the office, or 50. Yeah, sorry, I'm not good at counting. And then there is the new office we acquired in New Zealand. There is the big media guys who does amazing things in our area, so we join forces. And of course, we have some people who are working remotely, but yeah, I don't know, I would say 50, I don't know. I would say we are a lot, but not too much because still I know everyone. I know all the faces. It's not like the big company where you are just a number. I know all. I think in a day I can talk almost with everyone in the office. So.
And tell me something. Most of the work that you do it in 3ds Max. I guess that you render in Corona, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
But
yeah.
you're also a Unreal Engine user, right?
Yeah. I'm a recent Unreal Engine user, but yeah, we started using Unreal for different kind of projects. Yeah.
And do you also do it at work?
Yeah. Now they started recently the Unreal team in London, and they have already the team in New Zealand that does Unreal since 20 years, probably. I don't know. So yeah, we are starting integrating stuff. So we have new projects done entirely in Unreal, and other projects were mixed, like stills in Max and animation in Unreal. I don't know. It depends for the code.
And so mainly you use that tool for animations, but also I think for interactive stuff.
Yeah, I would say it started with the interactive things. So we have this new brand, Real Space. It's all interactive for mostly selling apartments, hotel, whatever. So yeah, it's a tool for real estate, I would say. So, yeah.
Okay, the one thing that I wanted to ask you, because this is something that I often hear people chatting about, everybody at the Boundary seems to be extremely fit, extremely sporty.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, there's a question, or
yeah,
I just have to confirm.
The question is coming. Mm-hmm. How do you do it? Like after 8, 9, 10 hours of working on projects, to still find the strength and time to go and train, to go running, to do stuff?
The secret, don't do after the way, do at lunchtime. We do at lunchtime. It's lunchtime. No, it's like I would say 99.9% of the people are really fit in the office. I'm a normal gym user, like I'm not go crazy, but I like to have a physical activity too. Also because we spend 8 hours sitting in front of the PC, so I think it's really necessary, and I like that the office really pushes for this. So even if you want to do other sports activity, the office tries to help you in doing that, maybe financing, booking. I think I'm here talking, but my colleagues are playing football now because once a week maybe they play football. They hire a pitch from the company, so yeah. They motivate me to try to stay fit too. Otherwise, I wouldn't go to the gym.
So your flatmate also works at the Boundary?
Oh no, my flatmate, no. I say my colleagues are playing football.
Okay. I see. Sorry. Okay, and so let's get a little bit more personal. I know that you do quite a few different things as sort of like creative outlets, but also like sport outlet. One of them is playing the guitar.
Yes, I used to do that in the past. I'm trying to do more now, but I stopped it for a few years.
We'll get back to that in a second. The other one is skating.
Yeah.
You're a skater.
I was. I used to. I don't think it's visible, but that's why I'm not anymore a skater. Probably. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it, because like I look at skaters and I always think like they're not humans.
Yeah, I am. That's why I was not so good. Probably like I would say I never pushed it 100% because I like to do too many things probably in the past. I remember I used to go to skate, also playing the guitar, and I was always, I kind of broke my arm if I want to play the guitar, so don't push it too much. And also, if you want to be a good skater, you need to skate every day. And I was the guy who, like, my friends call me, "Do you want to skate?" And no, I need to finish my homework, otherwise my mom is not happy. So maybe tomorrow, like school before, then guitar, then skateboarding. But yeah, it was one of my greatest passions for sure. And if you start the conversation, I think it will go along for hours probably because I can talk a lot about it. I don't know. It's always been a great passion since probably middle school, just before high school. Used to watch a lot of videos with my friends. I started playing the game Tony Hawk. It got me crazy. And I remember I had this thing when I was going around the city, just hearing the pop of the bird, the snapping of the bird, gives you like it's a good feeling. I don't know, it's weird to explain, but other people share the same experience, so I think maybe it's common. I'm not a weirdo, but yeah, it was really good. So yes, I pushed a lot during high school. Then with university was like once a month, twice a month. But it's what I love. It's also difficult to define. Like it's not really a sport. Yeah, something of a sport, but it's not a sport. It's like a probably culture. The skateboard is so amazing. Like I was surprised to discover how many pro skater has a background in architecture. I didn't know, or in art. And it's not something that happened with other action sport, like probably BMX or whatever. No, it just happened with skateboarding. So that's something that makes it.
It's
Yeah.
to me what strikes me is the fact that there is a creativity component to skateboarding, because it's
Yeah,
like you're doing things that are aesthetical, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
so it's not like I don't want runners to be mad at me, but running, there isn't really a lot of creativity in it. It's more like, repetition and endurance and mental strength. With skateboarding, there is a component that it's, a real creativity component. And one thing that I remember looking at your social media, in the past, you were also like filming other people
yeah,
skating and doing photographs and everything. And I thought it was extremely creative the way that you were doing it. So you see, like this whole idea of having a background in architecture, I don't think it's a case. I think it's more of a specific call that people have because like I enjoy skating most likely more than somebody who is not really into design because I think that there is a lot going on and it's beautiful and it's aesthetical and it's urban and it's I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. It's 100% what you were saying. Like, and that's the reason why it's not a sport. Like, yeah, there is the competition side, but if you talk with truly skater people who will get, they always say that skateboarding is not what you see in the Olympics game or whatever. You have to see the street skate video, and yeah, I started doing some photography and filming because I always like creating images in general, and I always like mix things I liked, and also I kind of stopped the skateboarding, so it was also a way to keep staying in the skateboarding environment. So with the skater, with my friends, even behind the camera this time. So and I was doing this project when filming tricks or photographing tricks, but with an eye for the skate spot in the city. So I say for the architecture, that skateboarding is all about creativity and all about it's not only the single trick, but where you do the trick, which spot in the city are you finding to do this trick, how do you do this, yeah. It's like art. Sometimes you don't have to be technical, but you have to communicate something. So there are many skaters who just have a great style. They are so creative, and maybe they are not so technical like big pros. But then I think they are better skaters than those just athletic things. So, but as I told you, this can be a huge topic, and we can talk about 3 hours about it. So keep it short. Yeah. Okay.
let
I
me
love it.
let me
I love
go
the skateboard.
back let me go back to the guitar thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I've tried to learn how to play the guitar, and I think that uh, I don't know, maybe Me and musical instruments are not the best friends, but I don't know. Uh, However, if you do look in our industry, a lot of 3D artists, they sort of like geek out on guitars and instruments in general. There is another connection there, right? That a lot of 3D artists and graphic artists, they're also very good musicians. You happen to be, I guess, a relatively good musician.
Yeah, you can't imagine how many people in the office play a musical instrument, for example. So we do some jams sometimes, and I remember at the teacher in Vienna, I met a lot of people, and then you find out, oh, I play this instrument, I play this other one. So what you're saying is true. Yeah, I said my problem was always I always love to do a lot of things. So it happens that I'm not really good at anything, but still I can do a bit of skateboarding, a bit of guitar, a bit of 3D. I will never be the really excellent in something. I will never be. I wanted to be in the past. I want to be excel in this thing, but I have to accept it's not for me. I prefer to do 20% of a lot of things rather than be like it would be cool to be a master in something, but no, I have to accept it's not for me. So I used to play guitar a lot in the past. I studied. I don't think I'm really a good musician, but I'm just a good guitarist. That is kind of it's different. I need to. I have to admit, I don't think I have talent. I need to put a lot of effort in it because I met people who are talent, and you can tell like everything comes easy for them. I won't say it's easy. I had to put a lot of effort. Even when I was doing skateboarding, a lot of effort. Why then comes your friend in 1 second can land an incredible trick for the first time. So that is talent. I don't have talent. But yeah, music is important, and especially now, this is something I was writing recently on Instagram with all the AI revolution. I feel I want to go back to more real life hobby, let's say. So do something with your hand. I play the guitar. Maybe if someone can paint, just paint. I don't know, whatever. Because I think soon we cannot distinguish anymore what is done by art, what is done by art. Where I need to put a lot of effort in learning the skill that in 1 month I can never stop to doing this for me. So it's a bit pessimistic. I'm sorry, probably I don't know, but I think one of the good downsides of the AI revolution is that, especially in the art world, we can go back to care more about a real life thing. I don't know, people who paint by hand, people, yeah, that's it. So
It's
yeah,
a possible future.
yeah, I just spent a lot of money in musical equipment in London, so I can go back to play. Something there already. Yeah, it's yeah, it's an expensive hobby, unfortunately. So.
It turns out that all the things that make us happy, they are expensive.
Mostly, yeah, for sure.
Most things.
The things I like for sure.
The things I like too, they're very expensive. But anyway, and let me ask you a little bit about your
Yeah.
relationship with the D2 because you've been there. I think you were there the first time as a volunteer.
Yes.
is that correct? And how what did this do to your career? How do you think it has impacted it in a positive or negative way?
Yeah. Okay. Well, for my career, I don't know. Like, it's not that I'm anyone famous, so I met a lot of people that, and those people now are also friends, maybe probably. Yeah. But was for sure a really interesting experience. Like I think I told you this. It's great because it's something related to computers, so it's so easy to don't don't like I know the art that people are doing, but I don't know the people there. A lot of people were just an image on my phone. Like I know the name and I know the art, and oh, it's great artist, but who is this guy behind the screen? And you realize that there are people behind the art, So whatever you can shake his hand, you can talk in a really also informal way. So I think it's so cool. So yeah, bring the I don't know how to say it, like the human side in something that is pretty digital and would be so easy to get lost and all the artworks reduce just all likes and the name on the profile, and then you don't know. Now a lot of guys are following, even Dizzy Viper, that was one of my, let's say, hero in the CJ world. And I know he's a super chill guy. You can talk about. You don't know. For me, it was just a name, Dizzy Viper.
And he's Italian.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know his real name, to be honest. Like, Dizzy Viper, Daily Arco, who is very French. Now he's a guy who can talk. He has a face. Let's say he has a face. This page, Instagram page, has a face now. So I think it's a great human experience. Yeah. You learn a lot.
It was weird for me when I first met you because I remember like you and I were talking a lot online, but then when we met in person, I did not connect who you were, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It took me a minute.
That's what I mean. It could be. Yeah, I kind of know you because you do a lot of social internet things, so I kind of. But still, when you meet in person, maybe something is different.
A lot is different. Yeah. A lot is different.
And you come back from the issue, you have inspiration. You want to do personal project because you saw this and that. And so, yeah.
I guess that in your case, it must have had a good impact because you keep coming back.
I was lucky. I was lucky enough to win the ticket last year. So it was so good, and yeah, I hope to come back next year. Let's see what happens to things. So it's always the period when I go back to Italy. So last year, I flew from home. Let's see. Of course, I would like to come back. But yeah, great experience for sure.
Tell me a little bit. Right now, what are some of the things that you're trying to do for yourself to grow as an artist? Are you actively trying to learn new tools or trying to experiment with different types of projects, perhaps?
Yeah. I stopped a bit doing personal projects, so that's great. I'm working now for the competition. We just launched it. Okay. And also the people in the office are working, so it's good to have this kind of thing, so you can learn something and you have like a goal, because lately I find it a bit difficult to set just goals from myself and let's do this or let's do that. Especially when you start working as a professional, probably you already work a lot, you learn a lot. After 8 hours, it's not so easy to go back home in the night and spend nights doing personal projects. So there are people who does that, they are amazing. So I'm not really I'm learning Unreal now, and I think it's a powerful tool for the future. So trying to get the most out of it. Not really learning a lot of software like I was doing in the past, because you realize time gets limited as you go. So I remember a few years ago, I could spend 10 nights, I want to learn this new tool, this new software, this thing. Now I say, okay, I have limited time. I want to make the most out of it, or the tools I know. Like, I don't know, I would like to go back to Cinema 4D, but now I'm so used to 3ds Max, so I'll say, okay, let's get the most of it on 3ds Max, and I care just about the output. So I have some ideas of personal projects to do, just learning a bit more about animation, something like I did for my MADI thesis and the CG architect thing. Yeah, that in some new animation with a short story, maybe. But mostly with the tools I already know, not really learning something new, because I'm a bit tired, and I feel I don't have time. I want to create things. I'm getting tired of that. So, but or maybe learning doing things. You have this idea, okay, how can I do these specific things? Let me check, and you learn something. That's okay. But every day comes a new software out, so I cannot do anymore. Spending nights learning new tools. So.
Are you personally experimenting with anything AI related?
Yeah, I'm really pessimistic about all the things. The AI is the reason why I lost some interest in doing personal works sometimes. So, but I'm experimenting with it for sure, like enhancing images. So we use it at work now for some detailed things. It's still that it has to be really guided. So I would say we do a 99% base, and then really I have to admit it does an amazing job. It does that, the 5% you were missing to get the amazing thing that you will need 1 month to do that, or you cannot even do it with the assets. So we are using it. I'm experimenting, but I would say not too much. because like there is the eye like majority to have ideas, but having ideas was my favorite part in the trade world. So not even the realization, having the idea. So I don't want to use it to get an idea if it's a personal work for sure. Can be useful the final power. You can upscale images and get those amazing extra realistic details in painting over. That's amazing. I could never do. It's just sad because I think there were people who spent years in mastering how to get this super realistic, nice environment. And now I can do a shitty mega scan environment and do a magnific pass, and that's amazing. Wow. So I don't know. Yeah, I would say I experimented to learn the tool, but no, not so much. Really. Yeah.
It's technological evolution. There's nothing that you can do about it. Let me ask you something. We talked a lot about your path as an artist and the work that you do at the Boundary. How's the life in London? Do you like living there?
This is we can do a second episode about this and spend 2 hours. I always complain, like maybe because I'm Italian. I don't know. They say we like to complain. I think it's good. I love to complain about London, but still I'm still here and I love it. So I don't know. Let's be totally honest. That's what I say. It's a 50-50 really. Like all the things I miss from Italy, I cannot have them here. But there is really a 50% that I cannot have in Italy. So I'm really enjoying this experience. I like living here. As soon as I have money and time to travel back home, and there are huge downsides. You miss the family, you miss the sun, you miss I'm from Abruzzo, so it's a very super simple region, simple life. Like it's not Milan. Like so, I miss many of those things. But I would say it's still a great life.
But let me ask you,
for an artist,
that 50-50 that you're talking about, how much of that is fixed with the pacco da giù, which is the box of food that your parents send you when you're Italian?
I would say not really. Like maybe I'm with Italian. Like I care about food for sure. I care about food. I love food, and I'm sorry for the British people, but food here is really bad. Like the daily food, like when you go to the grocery shopping, and the daily food is really bad. But it's not something I miss. Like I can cook at home. I can find good ingredients. So it's the thing I miss now. It's most about the lifestyle sometimes, especially in summer. You feel it a lot. But you miss out about the lifestyle. A more simple life under some aspects, probably. And the quality of life, like. Yes, everything's crazy expensive, and you don't get the quality I was used to. Because I would be happy to pay you £1,000 for something, but give me something that's worth it. It's not worth it. So that's it. It's not really related to food. I can adapt really well.
Recently, I read on Instagram a post of somebody that said, "Is British food really that bad?" And then the comment said, "If made correctly, then yes."
I think I said that. Well, I'm not. It's just 1.5 years. I think it's true. I want a tattoo with the caption, with the face like that's amazing. I think it's true. I'm sorry. I don't know who will listen to this, but they know. Like it's what they say. Like they know. That's. But still, I'm not so nazy. Like when people offer me something, they're so scared because they think I will judge it or I don't care. Like if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah, but that's the curse that comes with being Italian. Yeah. That like you're used to better stuff, and then people think, oh.
Yeah, sometimes it's funny. Sometimes they are really scared. I say, hey, calm down, chill. I'm not judging. I'm not master chef, but it's okay.
Like I get tagged very often in things like, pineapple on pizza or things like that, and I'm like, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, they think you trigger. They think you cannot sleep at night about this. No.
No, but the reality is that in my old days living in London, I think the pineapple on pizza would have been luxury. Like I've
Yeah.
eaten way
So
worse.
yeah, yeah, totally,
Like, you know,
totally true. Totally true. Yeah.
but it's okay. It's okay. Francesco,
Good.
uh,
Yes.
w- I want to ask you. We're getting towards the end of this conversation, and I want to ask you something. Uh, I know that recently the Madi started a course, which is an international one, and it's taught in English. I don't know if they're still doing it, but I remember that this was the case. So, like a lot of people get in touch with us asking us, hey, how do I move the first steps in this industry? And, I feel like that gap between like finishing, the university and getting your first job is getting bigger and bigger because you're
Yeah.
supposed to know a lot of skills that most universities don't teach you. So, like in your own experience, what would you recommend somebody that is just starting out that they want to get into visualizations and that they don't know where to start?
Right. Well, okay. It depends. I would say also from the level. Like they think they have to learn. I would recommend to do a proper course. Like can be the Mali, but can be whatever. I'm not sponsoring anything. I just know the Mali, but I'm for sure there are amazing courses now. I would say if you don't have much experience, a proper course can be university, can be because it's good because it's true. Now with internet you can learn everything. But I always felt when you don't have basis that can be so dispersive. So it's good to have a path or something because yeah, you can go to YouTube tutorial, but they won't teach you the profession and then jump to this and this and at the end maybe you didn't learn properly. So if you have to learn do something like the Madi or whatever good course you can have info about it, but I would recommend it. If you think you already have experiences and you are good, you have an amazing portfolio, I would say send it to the company. The company, I think they're, for what I saw around, they are searching a lot. I saw the battery, they are constantly checking the portfolio they send. It's not that they go into the spam. They see everything. And if someone catch their eye, they will call it, they will get it. The money, but a lot of companies are searching now. So I would say it depends from your experience and your level. Zero experience, zero level, do a proper course. And I told you, I love the Madi because it was half technical, half artistic. Uh, it's not a secret. It's important for the contact they give you because people from company come at the Madi to teach, or they have this end of the year placement where people who are searching come to Madi and say, "I'm searching for a person." And you can go to speak to them and maybe you find a job. So, but I'm sure also other universities does this. Is not only the money. I talk about the money because it's what I know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it is your
Yeah,
personal experience.
exactly. I didn't know anything, but I'm sure if you do something that has context, for sure is important. So, yeah, but yeah, to learn it. And I know now can be scary because the AI is changing. I think it's changing a lot. So I wouldn't know what to recommend. I mean, learn this instead of this. We are in a in between moment probably, but yeah, have a good formation. I think is important. Like I couldn't do this job without having done the money probably or another professionalizing course. I would say. No,
We need to
yeah.
make sure that people understand that this is not a Madi sponsored video.
Yeah,
And
exactly. That's what I want to say. Like, it's not even a boundary sponsor, but those are my own experience, so that's what I can talk
no,
about.
but this is the reason why I'm talking to you because I'm really interested in your own personal path because I think it's a very relatable one. And a lot of people that are starting out, students in their last year or maybe, students that have just graduated, they might look at you and they might listen to your story and find some sort of like similarities with theirs. And I don't know, maybe they can get in touch with you directly. I'm going to leave a
Yeah,
link,
yeah,
to your Instagram if you're open to
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Uh,
but they have to follow me. I want to grow my Instagram now, so otherwise I'm joking. but not for the art, for the music. I want to do music, so I say maybe it's good to have a good Instagram page. So I have a. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But I wanted to say something. So for today's last question, yeah, it's okay. Do a course will give you contact, but I don't want to pass the message that okay, the course give you contact, so you will find a job. No, you have to put a lot of effort. Like me and my friend, we did the money. A lot of people they put a lot of effort. I was working and doing the money at the same time. Other people that did that, and we did amazing. I have to admit, there were people who maybe didn't put much effort, and they just thought that you do the money, and at the end, these people will hire you. Well, a master can put you in contact with these people. It's not that it's forcing these people to hire them. Like, of course, maybe I would never be in contact with the boundary without the money, but I think and I hope that they didn't get me just because I did the money. Like, they saw what I can do, as seen my friends, and then they find the people. So, yeah.
One of the last things that one of my professors told me at the university in London, he said, Fabio, there are a lot of escalators in the tube in London, and you will see that people get on these escalators because they want to get to the top. But there will be people, they'll get on the escalator and they'll keep walking, they'll keep running up. You need to be one of those who keep walking and keep running up. It's a really weird thing to say because, like, I never really understood it until I started to work professionally. And I saw a lot of other students that, like they go to university because, especially in Italy, there is this idea of the piece of paper, right? But it doesn't do anything until you really put your heart and sweat and everything in it. And I don't know. I think it's that kind of good advice that you only understand when you look back, right?
Yeah, makes totally sense. Also, yeah, never stop. Keep learning. Maybe change what to learn, but keep learning, keep doing. Because yeah, okay, you get hired in this next company, you cannot stop them. Otherwise, you won't grow and they will cut you out later. I don't know. Yeah, but I agree with what you said for sure.
Francesco,
Yeah,
we got to the end of the interview. I want to thank you so
yeah.
much. I know that somebody is waiting for you
That's
to leave the living room so that they can watch
yeah.
football.
I think it's starting. Benfica is going to play, so I will leave the room.
I'm
It's
gonna
exactly 21:45. Yeah.
I'm gonna shortly stop the recording. I just want to say thank you again for
No,
doing
thank you,
this,
Pablo. It was
and I look forward to seeing you
nice.
in person, maybe in London or maybe in Vienna.
Yeah, text me. I have a space if you don't want to spend too much. Come here. Play some pool, guys.
Oh, that's nice.
Come, yeah. Oh, but okay. Cool. Remember to do the edit, cut of the bad part.
This is
If I say
perfect.
if
This
I
whole
say
thing
something
is
wrong,
perfect.
if put some subtitles for I don't know. Something because I'm kind of sure my pronunciation is not the best in town, so that's
Oh,
it.
you did great.
Cool. Nice. Thank you.
Francesco, thanks a lot for doing this. Don't go anywhere. Let me say goodbye. I'm going to stop the recording.
Yep,
But
sure.
thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you at the next episode.